Unlock the door, bitch. I'm on my way, and I got chicken strips.
I don't know why they call them chasers. It's not like Chubs can run real fast.
Double vodka with hot brownie chasers.
She just wanted to watch me eat it. Naked.
I can't say that. That's dirty.
Chasers will do anything to get into your pants. I love them.
Stop it! Stop!
Oh,
God! Chubs gone wild.
Well, hello, everybody. It's a brand new year and a brand new Chubs Gone Wild, episode 525, recorded on January 3rd, 2024, instead of January 1st, 2024, because we had conflicts. But we don't have conflicts today, so here we are. And it is 55 degrees and partly cloudy outside the Chubs Gone Wild remote studios, where it is 43 days until Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day, won't you?
You never count that one.
I know, but this year, I don't know. I just thought I'm in such a Valentine's Day mood. Not. Clint and I were talking about how it would be really nice for us to have a Valentine's Day party, actually,
Well, how's he going to do that? He's not even in town.
on Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Well, he's in Palm Springs with Brian.
On Valentine's Day?
Well, through that week, because I'm watching Brad.
Oh, is that what it is? Well, then he must forgot. Or
Oh,
he wanted to tell or forgot to tell me or something. But oh well, go down and spend way too much money with gay people that are old.
yeah. Go have a fun time, damn it.
Fun time. You've been to Palm Springs? It's not that fun.
Well, if you know people, it is.
You go in a pool one day, you go to one bar, and then you're all like, I'm done. Unless, well, I'm into the daddies, so actually I could have fun down there. Moving on, it's also 302 days until Halloween and 358 days until Christmas comes around once again. Anyway, Patreon offers folks a way to support creators and receive rewards not open to the general public, like special podcasts, videos, books, and more. And we want to thank our amazing current patrons, Clint, who's going to be in Palm Springs. So there you go. He's not getting anything from me now. Nope, not going to do it. Yep. New Year, Nephi, Nick, DJ Sausage from the Universe, Eric, Sean, Kingsley, Brother Sinatus, Phoenix Dave, and Moose P. Please visit patreon.com/Matt Burlingame for as little as $1 a month. Hey, we have a new year and new affirmations. And today's affirmation, I have a loving, happy, and fearless heart. Mostly true.
Yeah, you're fearless.
Yeah. Well, I'm loving and happy. You're fearless. There we go. All right. History. On January 3rd, 1990, Panama's General Manuel Antonio Noriega, after holing up, oh my, for 10 days at the Vatican Embassy in Panama City, surrenders to U.S. military troops to face charges of drug trafficking. Noriega was flown down to Miami the following day, where crowds of citizens on the streets of Panama City rejoiced. On July 10th, 1992, the former dictator was convicted of drug trafficking, money laundering, and racketeering, and sentenced to 40 years in prison.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a lot. And yet, We have resurrectionists. No, that's not it. What was it? It's not a resurrection. It's a who?
Erect.
No, you know what Dingbat did. Insurrection.
Oh, insurrection. Okay.
And they just run free. So there you go.
Yeah.
Today, let's see if there are any fun holidays. Today is the Festival of Sleep. Well, I haven't done that, but I might do it this afternoon.
I did a little sleep in today, not too long, but enough that I regretted it. It's one of those, it's too cold to get up. There's nothing to do. I might as well just lay in bed. And then you wake up and you feel achy.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. It's also Humiliation Day. Look at those glasses. Those are tacky. Nah, that's sorry. I don't believe that, so it's not really humiliation. Anyway, I don't feel like being humiliated today. It's also J.R.R. Tolkien Day. Maybe I should watch the movie. Token? I have it, but I haven't watched it yet. It's also Memento Mori. Don't know what that is. National Chocolate Covered Cherry Day. Blech. National Drinking Straw Day. I have some of those. I could do that one. National Right to Congress Day. Why?
Was
Congress.
that WRITE?
Yes.
Well, right to Congress and complain. There's plenty to do.
That's true. Complain, complain, complain to a bunch of people that don't give a shit as long as they get their dollars, get their money, honey. Women Rock Day. That is true. I didn't know there are women rocks, but okay. Did you see the new spelling of women? With an X?
No.
WOMXN.
No.
Wixom, Wix.
No, Mr.
Yep,
Peter. No.
yep. Just gotta take the men out of the women. Wait, what? Maybe I'm for that. Anyway, so those are the holidays you celebrated or could celebrate today. Some of those are actually celebratable. But let's move into birthdays and see who we can celebrate there. We actually missed a few birthdays, but sorry about that. Actually, I have no birthdays today. That's interesting. So recent birthdays, starting with January 1st, so we don't forget anybody. Happy birthday to Cassie, Aspen, Todd, DJ Sausage from the Universe. Happy birthday. Also to Bobby Joe Valentine. Aww. Happy birthday. Yeah, he's a good performer. Upcoming birthdays. Happy birthday to Deborah, Sarah, Liz, author Liz Ferem. Kevin, Santos, Carlos, so sexy Carlos. We have Angelique, Mike, Byron, our local bear Byron, and Joanna Cassis, former
Host of Being Gay Today.
thank you, and Larry Vader, who is the part of the Little Fatty Cast.
She was
So
also president of the Lambda Center.
Larry Vader?
N-
Oh, what really was she?
Yeah, and, before she was doing Being Gay Today, and of course it was such a. I hear she left because she got tired of all the bullshit. Imagine that.
Yeah. It
Yeah,
takes a white man to run a nonprofit because they're yeah, that's a whole other thing. And by the way, if anybody's listening and thinking I'm serious, I'm not. But it just seems that usually they get less of the bullshit than anybody else that is in that role. Now, when I came into the community, the person running the center was named Ellen. Do you remember that at all?
No,
No. Do you remember Marcia?
I do remember Marcia.
Yeah, she was running the center too.
Was she?
Yeah, she lied to me in an article too. Upset Clint quite a bit before I even knew him. All right. Well, happy birthday to all of them. Moving on, rather than just sitting here talking about our personal histories, let's jump back into feedback. We got some in our feedback. Sean wrote in and said, I kind of liked Bob's Burgers at first, but eventually gave up on it. Jen, who never actually watched it but did overhear me watching it, said everyone on the show sounds like they're always yelling. Maybe that's why I got tired of it. I don't know. All I know is
Yeah,
I watched 2 episodes and went, okay.
and yeah, I mean, I want to like it. The kids are just weird enough that that's kind of cool, and I
Yeah.
like the parents, and there's lovely fan fiction on the father and the guy who the hairy guy who's always eating burgers at the place.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That fan fiction's fun, but the show's just not.
Yeah.
I don't get it. It's yeah.
The episodes that I watched was one where they were in a zombie apocalypse. And then the other one was their Christmas episode for this year, where it was a takeoff of it was a very loose takeoff of
A Christmas Carol.
Jack Nicholson movie.
Oh, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest,
No.
The
Yeah.
Shining.
It was
Oh,
a very, very loose, and then a Christmas. It was just, I don't know. Like you said, I kind of wanted to like it, but it just didn't hit it. Just didn't hit that mark. All right. We want to send some chub hugs out. And the first and foremost one that we want to send out is to Tim and Lexi.
boy, what happened?
Simon George passed over the Rainbow Bridge.
I had not heard.
Yeah, it popped up on my Facebook yesterday. It was really, really super sad. So we want to send him lots and Lexi lots and lots and lots of love. So, and then also we want to send love out to Japan. Well,
Yeah.
to Japan, who just between planes and earthquakes, it's awful. Do you have any that you'd like to send out?
Just this crazy weather that we're dealing with, and it gets worse all the time.
Yeah.
With what's happening around the nation, just the storms, the
Mhm.
cold, it's all fucked up. So, and and
And
yet the world still is fighting back against trying to save the planet. I don't get it.
right, and it's about money and corporations.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we do have some celebrity deaths to report this time, starting with, excuse me, Tom Wilkerson, the two-time Oscar-nominated British actor who appeared in films such as The Full Monty, Shakespeare in Love, and The Best Exotic Marigold Hotel. He died December 30th. He was 75.
And if you don't know who he is, take a picture, look at his picture, and then you'll go, oh yeah, he was in everything.
Yep.
One of those guys that was in everything, and
Mm-hmm.
and always good.
Yeah. Definitely. Tommy Smothers, one half of the Smothers Brothers musical comedy duo, died on December 26th. Really? I didn't realize it was that long ago. At Santa Rosa, California, he was 86.
It's
Man.
so weird when you find out celebrities live close to you.
Mm-hmm.
Because Tommy Smothers was, in Santa Rosa, and Carol Channing was in Stockton.
Yeah, that's
Like, what? I can't even imagine. Oh yeah, down the street, that's Willem Dafoe. He lives right down. What?
right.
The-
Kind of like Murphy used to live out in Loomis.
yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. Tom Hanks used to live down the street. Anyway, let's see. But I remember him from Nick at Night reruns. They would play all the, the 70s and stuff like that. But even growing up, I would watch him on the Tonight Show and everything. The Smothers Brothers, they were always one of my favorites. So my grandmother
They-
loved.
Well, they were so much fun. I mean, speaking from because I wasn't quite a teenager, but I had my brother and my who was well, he wasn't a teenager anymore either, actually. Maybe just past teenage years. But yeah, he was very the Smothers Brothers, Carol Burnett,
Mhm.
all those shows were very popular in my house.
Yep. Yeah, all of those, and those are ones that I ended up watching a lot once they introduced Nick at Night and started with the reruns, like from Mr. Ed on. That's how I know so many of those shows, and I love them so much. Anyway, moving on. Lee Sung Kyun, never say it right. A South Korean actor who starred in the 2020 Oscar Best Picture Parasite, died December 27th. He was 48. Here's another big one. Shecky Green, the Tonight Show alum and stand-up comedy legend, died. He was 97. He was known for comedy in the comedy world for his numerous appearances on The Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson, occasionally serving as guest host on the late night series. And he was a legend. I mean, I don't even remember much of his comedy, but I know his name. It's like
Yeah,
the first thing when you're like, what are you, Shecky Green?
60s and 70s were his big time.
Yeah, but wow. Um, Mickey uh, Cottrell, a veteran Hollywood publicist who championed independent films for decades, died January 2nd. He was 79. Also, Mexican actor Ana Ofelia Murguia, who voiced Mama Coco in Coco, died at age 90.
Mama Coco.
I know. That was such a good movie. All right. George in entertainment news. George R. Martin knows there's a lot to choose from in terms of content. That's why he's not stopping him from adding more. And in a blog post over the weekend, he shared the Game of Thrones he's working on 3 animated projects based on the widely popular franchise, and they will just be a bunch of black crayon because the shows are so dark you don't know what the fuck's going on. Anyway, just moving on. TV personality and the Bachelorette star Rachel Lindsay's marriage to her husband of 4 years, Brian Abasolo, is coming to an end. On Tuesday, Abasolo filed a petition for divorce in Los Angeles Superior Court, according to a copy of the filing obtained by CNN. Also, Paula Abdul, Grammy-winning entertainer and former judge of the American Idol and So You Think You Can Dance, is suing the executive producer of those programs, accusing him of a sexual assault and harassment, along with gender violence and negligence, according to a lawsuit filed Friday. Apparently, he pushed her up against a wall, and then while she was sitting on a couch, got on top of her and tried to kiss her and stuff.
And don't forget, Kathy Griffin's filed for divorce too.
What? Really? Oh.
Yeah, and it was interesting because it said she said one day it said filing for divorce. Next day it says, so I called my friend and she said, come on over. And so and so I spent the evening with her, Jane Fonda. I want to call Jane Fonda when I'm upset and hang out.
And Kathy Griffin and Cher like used to live next to each other. Or maybe they still do.
I just don't have good neighbors. That's this comes
I
down.
know. I do. Actually, they're not share good neighbors, but they're good neighbors. Um, yeah. She's coming in concert soon, Kathy Griffin.
Yeah, yeah. She'll be playing at the Crest.
Love to go see her, but the ticket prices were just out of my reach.
Well, they're expensive, and I'll tell you, the Crest is not the best venue for stand-up.
Mm-mm.
It really isn't. It's too big. Well, they're all too, most of them are too big anyway, but I don't know.
We learned that when we brought Suzanne Westenhofer and Kate Clinton here.
Yeah.
Ah,
The thing is that it doesn't offer any, because it's so big, they should have some kind of screens that you can watch. I know that's terrible,
yeah,
but
no,
that's
no, you're absolutely right. Yeah.
yeah, because I mean, there's people playing, like um Jim Gaffigan and Iglesias, what's his name? What's his first name?
Julio?
Mr.
Oh,
Iglesias.
yes.
They're
Gabriel.
both, yeah, they're playing at the Golden One, and Joe Coy. That's 20,000 seats.
Yeah,
But at least, and that's what I'm saying. If I'm going to go to see a comedy show and watch the Jumbotron, I might as well just wait till it's on TV,
right. Yeah,
because
yeah,
I'm watching TV
right.
and not hearing what's going on.
Now, I do think the Crust is a better venue than the Golden One for a comic, but still, I get what you're saying. Uh,
Well, only because you're somewhat closer,
right.
but you're still not going to be able to see a facial expression on anybody at the Crest.
Oh, and we had Suzanne Westenhofer. I sat right the frick up front because I loved her so much.
Well, yeah, but that's because you had front row seats and they were free. Now, for everybody else,
Free. We did a shit ton of work for those. We worked for those damn seats.
well, I didn't get to see the show because I was still working in the back,
I
sitting in
know.
in the lobby. So I don't want to hear about the hard work and you
Well,
saying
you
if
know what? It was hard work because we're the ones that picked her up and took her shopping when she lost her luggage, and I was the one that arranged all the with stuff with her manager. So I did work. Oh, so, but it was like, can I tell you though about that? Um, I have missed Margaret Cho and Kathy Griffin, which I had tickets for, and a meet and greet with Margaret Cho because of tech weeks for shows that I was not scheduled to direct, but ended up directing them anyway. So,
um, you should have gone to the thing.
boo.
You had an assistant director. They could have watched.
I, I tried that. You guys guilted the hell out of me. You have to be there. It's tech week. Blah 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 blah.
I can't imagine me saying that.
Oh, maybe it wasn't. What you were there. You were there. I know
Well,
what
that doesn't mean I said it. I don't, it's not guilt by association on this. Somebody has to say it. I didn't say it.
you. I don't know. Memories are spotty, but yeah. Anyway, Tom wants to talk to you about.
Oh, it's me?
Yeah.
Well, it's been a lousy week for TV, so I've
Uh,
had to venture out. Uh,
okay.
and so let's see, I did finish The Gilded Age season 2, and 3 is on the way.
Oh, good.
Now you finished it, right?
I have not. I have two more episodes.
Oh, well, believe me, you don't want to miss the last episode. It makes the whole season just, I mean, Sean's been kind of wandering around, he's on his iPad, he's not paying real attention. Well, he's one of those people that can play a game and tell you what the dialogue is. I can't do that. But he was even like, we were also giddy at the end of the show.
Oh, cool. Okay.
It was really a good ending of the season. So worth seeing. Let's see. Still watching Challenge World Champion. We're almost to the end on this one. It's over on Paramount. For those interested, this is a continuation of the challenge, which has basically been around for 30 years. Started off Real World and Road Rules, and then they get the challenger. They challenge each other for big prizes, and this has been going on for a ridiculous amount of time, and most of the people are still in the works. I mean, not most, but a lot of the people that were around 25, 30 years ago still are in the shit. So it's kind of fun watching very old people trying to do these terrible, terrible stunts.
Hmm.
Um, Speaking of that, I when I was on Paramount Plus yesterday, they have Real World all seasons. So where they were just popping out seasons on, I think it was X, where they had 1 and 2 come out. Well, you can watch Pedro's season, which was season 3 in San Francisco. It's
Yep.
on there right now,
Yeah.
20 episodes.
I don't know if I could watch that again.
Maybe now that you're more of a you're less involved, you're in their relationships and stuff like that. It may be easier to watch as a kind of like watching old home movies, you know. So let's see. Now since we finished True Blood, which shocking, I was shocked at how it ended because I didn't remember. I didn't remember, but like a major character dies at the end. I was shocked.
Huh.
Um,
I don't.
yeah,
I'll have to go watch it.
yeah. And they were really fun. They're really fun to watch, even though it's a drama. It's still a soap opera. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. So that was good. Let's see. And since we quit True Blood, we needed another. When there's nothing on, because let's face it, there's no new network television right now yet.
Right.
That's coming up starting this week and then into February. So you got to have an old favorite to go back and watch an episode a night with, and we just started The Real O'Neills, which what a delightful show. And
Right?
and what's really funny is the girl, the sister,
Mm-hmm.
and she also played the daughter in the New Normal,
Yes.
and then she played the one of the friends in Love Victor.
I haven't finished that yet. Oh, movie?
She was in from the beginning. She was the girl with the glasses. She seemed like she was one of the mean girls, but she was actually she was getting prettier is what it was happening. And so as she was changing her image, but I'm looking at that New Normal, Real O'Neills, Love Victor, gay, gay, gay.
Yeah.
Good for her. And she's starring as one of the Mean Girls in Mean Girls, the musical that's going to be coming out to theaters soon.
I did not know that.
Yeah, so we've been watching her for years and we love her. So
Yeah, she's been great. And I went back and watched Real O'Neills again not long ago. I really enjoyed it.
yeah, it's a good show, and we love VP. Oh God, it was VP Murray, the vice president, because when he was on this show, he kept showing up on all these other shows that I was watching. So it was like, oh my God, I was watching so and so, and VP Murray was on that, and I'd tell Brian, and he goes, "Oh, I didn't know he was on that show." Well, he just did a guest.
Huh. Wow. Hmm. Was
So
that?
that was fun.
Oh,
Uh, and Also, I'm looking forward to Mean Girls musical
I
coming.
am kind of too.
Yeah, because it's a remake of the original Mean Girls with I hear some of the music from the musical, not all of it.
Mm.
Let's see. Oh, I've been watching. Okay, I was watching Tiny Desk concerts because they had the new Sweeney Todd with Josh,
Ro-
Josh. What?
Robin?
Ruben, yeah, yeah. He was in it. So it was, have you seen these tiny concerts?
Mhm.
Okay. It's NBR. Yeah, NBR, and they in their office, people come in and they set up concerts, and they, like they have a piano and a guitar or whatever. So I watched that one, and it was fun. And so then all of a sudden, my algorithm has changed now, and they go, "Hey, how'd you like to see Taylor Swift?" And I went, "Okay, let's watch Taylor Swift." So watch Taylor Swift's Tiny Desk concert, and then I watched Coldplay and I watched Ed Sheeran. So they're on YouTube and they're delightful. That you get like usually 4 or 5 songs. It usually runs about 20 minutes, and it's a lot of fun. So definitely, if you are into that kind of thing, it's great to see. It's very personal. Yeah.
Hmm.
So let's see. Then what else is going on? Oh, and so since I watched Sweeney Todd in the Tiny Desk, all of a sudden, all the Sondheim that I've been catching turned into concerts. I mean, into concerts or into uh, filmed versions of his shows. Because I was watching some interviews with him that I found fascinating, but then that turned into Tiny Desk, that turned into actual shows. So I watched Into the Woods, and that's the one with Bernadette Peters, and Sunday in the Park with George, which also had Bernadette Peters in it. So
Right.
they weren't the Broadway version, but these were I don't know if it was post Broadway or pre Broadway. They filmed it, and so like Into the Woods, besides Bernadette Peters, has Chip Zinn and Joanna Gleason, most of the original cast that I can tell of Into the Woods, and Sunday in the Park the same. So really fun. There's got to be a Sweeney Todd in there too, because I know they have it on the Broadway app, but I don't know if you can get it there. I have a copy at home, but worth seeing if you can get a hold of it. But I'm fucking with my algorithms because for the last 3 weeks, it's been nothing but assorted Christmas videos. Remember those ones I was sending you?
Yes.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, they were fucking me on every line, every line. I'm like, I'm watching horror videos. Why aren't these kicking in? I'm watching John Kung and his cooking. Why isn't that kicking in? So it got ugly. But now I've only got just a couple of Christmas things still listed. My God, wouldn't they know that after the first of the year you can stop with the Christmas stuff?
I still have a whole bunch of like Christmas jazz, winter jazz.
Yeah, yeah. I love that. I love how it went from Christmas to winter to New Year's to the cold days of winter. Yeah.
Don't be throwing Valentine's shit at me yet.
Oh
Uh,
no, you're doing that on your own. What do you mean?
I found a good. I'm not going to talk about that right now.
Okay. Anyway,
So,
um, so we finished Shining Vale and Minx over on Stars.
mm,
So and both ended well. I don't know if they're coming back or not. Probably not, because anything I like doesn't. So
well, I could see finishing itself out, but who knows?
that sounds dirty.
Ha! Well, especially that show.
Yeah. Let's see. Well, you watched that, so we'll talk about that. Um, I'm still enjoying Monarch, the Godzilla TV series that's over on Apple TV. But what kills me is that there's a brand new Godzilla movie coming out, and there's already a Godzilla movie already out.
Right. Yeah,
So
that's
this bitch has two feature films and a
right.
series. She's not having a problem, is she? She's doing good.
No, and I was just telling Nephi about that. I mean, not Nephi, but to Clint about that too. All these movies.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. I also tried to get through Passion, which is another Stephen Sondheim musical that I found that got offered to me. And it's this terrible story of a man who I guess this is Italy during some war. And this soldier meets the sister, no, cousin of his commanding officer, and she's an ugly woman, a homely woman, And she's nothing, she does nothing but feel sorry for herself in her songs and her dialogue. It's just like, and of course he falls in love with her, because he wants to make her life better. It's just like, I can't even take this. It's so gross. And first of all, I mean, they even in the description they talk about how homely she is, and it's like she's not. You put some makeup on her and do her hair, and she's not going to be homely. What do you? Okay, I'm not even gonna get. Anyway, did not like the show.
Mm.
And then I did see two movies this week. Well, one that we both saw, which I'll wait, but the other two that I saw, I was on Stars, and I had an hour and a half to kill, so I watched Doctor Dolittle, the original
Oh,
Eddie Murphy Doctor Dolittle,
yeah.
which I love the show. I really do. I love all the voiceovers, and it's a sweet little show. You remember the one? Okay.
Yeah.
And and then at the theater I saw The Color Purple, which I thought was wonderful. It was really a good show. Moved really well, beautiful, beautifully made, great acting. Um, yeah, I really enjoyed it. And you had asked me, was it the best movie of the year? And I can say confidently it's the best movie I've seen so far this year. And it's funny because I said I haven't seen that many movies, so I went to Box Office Mojo, and I checked, top movies of the year of 2023, box office wise, and kind of went down and went, okay, I saw that. So, oh my God, I've seen a lot of these. Oh, yeah, I have seen a lot of these movies. Um, yeah, so I mean, I did love Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny,
Mhm.
but yeah, I was really happy with The Color Purple. And so let's go to our joint
Okay.
watches.
Well, I finished out Survivor finally,
Okay.
and I didn't really overall care about any of them, the final three winning, because I kind of liked almost everybody in the cast. There was only a couple people that really kind of grated on me, but the rest of it, I did
Woo!
you just remove stuff from, I don't even know.
It's
Oh,
unusual
oh,
shows, man.
gotcha,
Calm
gotcha.
down.
Okay, okay.
Oh my God, calm down. Just
Stuff is disappearing. I don't remember. Okay, cool. Okay, so yeah, so I finished out Survivor. I would say that the winner was the least favorite, and I think that she was I just didn't really like her that much. But again, overall, I didn't really have a strong opinion about any of the cast, but I still think I would have gone with Jake myself, but he didn't get one vote. So womp womp on that.
I know, but now I told you that both Jake and the guy that came in second
Yeah.
both said that they were out on a date and they were on a date with each other.
Really?
I don't know if that's true or not. I mean, I don't know
Like
if it was
so into
like
her,
I don't
but
know if it was like a date.
yeah.
I always figured Jake was gay, but I didn't know that if the other guy was.
I think he might be one of those new age bi but poly or whatever, but I mean he kind of acts like it. But I do know that he was pretty much into what's her name on the show. Who knows off the show?
I know that's what I thought too. That's why I was confused.
So so I watched that, and then Percy Jackson. I've caught up on all three episodes. What a good show. I mean, I think we talked, I don't, maybe, did we talk about it last
Well,
time?
we may have talked about the first two episodes, but
Okay. So, oh yeah, gotcha. So yeah, it still, I felt like I was watching the movie with the first two, but now I don't. And it was interesting, the Medusa thing, in this episode. And I always thought it was interesting how, you know, we when we're kids, we're kind of taught that Medusa was a big scary monster, and you see Clash of the Titans, and she needed her head cut off and all this stuff. But then I'm like, when you really know the story of Medusa, that was really fucked up,
yeah,
you know? And I'm kind of glad that this went into that a little bit, but still,
Well, but these are the kind of things that they're going to be able to do
yeah,
when, where they can, where book one, like I said, if book one takes 8 episodes, then it'll take 8 episodes. And
right.
if book four takes 12 episodes, it'll take 12 episodes. And I appreciate that.
I do.
And I'm hoping that that's exactly how they're going to treat. They promised that this way they're going to treat the new Harry Potter on Max.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I would do. I would do it to where you just get somebody to take the book,
Mhm.
make an adaptation true to the book, not true to the movies.
And I think that somebody, whoever was started that project was listening to us and got the idea from us.
Oh,
So
I do too. I'm sure that this is
we're
completely.
we're the sparkers of that. But I think it's a great idea, and I'm looking forward to it, regardless of Dingbat, what's her name. I'm still looking forward to the new Harry Potter stuff,
Yeah,
and
it
I'm
was,
looking forward to more Percy Jackson.
yeah, it was interesting. I don't know what I was going to say. Go ahead.
Okay. Let's see. Then Rebel Moon Part One. You watched that too. I got a text from our friend Clint night before last, I think. It was like, "Have you seen Rebel Moon on Netflix? It's so good." And I said, "Yeah, I saw it." And he said, "How could you not tell me how good it was?" And I almost missed it. And I'm going, what? Hell? I don't know. It's just I didn't I thought it was fine, but it's just formula,
Yeah, it was not.
formula.
Well, first of all, we watched the first half, and Sean goes, "I don't want to watch anymore."
See, that's I almost turned it off too until they finally got into space. And then I'm like, okay, at least this is a little more interesting.
Yeah, and but the second half was better than the first half for what that's worth.
Yeah.
And yeah, so
Yeah. But, again, here's a movie, when a movie like that that's a space adventure, which is stuff that I love, and I'm sitting there thinking, you know, all of this started over a white woman, the girl that she saved.
yeah,
And I'm like, again, another movie that started this huge war where all these people are getting killed because of some white woman. Oh well.
just like when what's the character Oprah Winfrey's character in Color Purple
Oh yeah.
when she gets thrown in jail? Why?
Yeah.
Because some white woman wanted her to be her maid, and she said no.
Right, exactly. Again, a white woman causes misery. Anyway,
For everyone.
I know that's horrible, but anyway, uh, I I want to say I want to like it. I hope that part two is better, but this was just so by the book formula that I was bored.
Well, and I can't even tell you what any of the characters were, and I watched it this
Oh yeah.
week.
Though I thought that the male sidekick to her was
I
attractive.
don't know. You're saying things I don't even, like I said, I
Yeah,
am
it
completely, it's completely just whoosh, washed
gone.
out.
Yeah,
I remember
yeah,
the second half was better, but I can't even tell you what happened.
yeah.
It was just so boring to me. Uh, what not memorable. It was there's nothing memorable about it.
No. So
I did appreciate the fact that the special effects were done cheaper and they were perfectly fine.
yes, absolutely. I will
I
agree
do
with
think
that.
they spend way too much money on special effects for these movies when
Yeah.
you can do them easily and much cheaper. I keep whenever I see things when I'm watching shows and I'm going, now see, that is a perfectly good special effect done cheaply, and not that it means anything, but I see that now.
Yeah. So then we turned to the darker side of movies and watched Saltburn. Everybody was just posting like crazy over this, and I was just like, okay, I want to see what the fuck is going on because everybody's freaking out about this movie. I will say that I still remember most of this movie, and I still find myself just sitting thinking about it. It stayed in my head. So,
Oh, it did me too, but because I hated it so much.
see, I'm not saying that I
Well,
loved it.
I was never a big fan of the talented Mr. Ripley either.
Just he keeps
I
moving.
don't like this.
I think this was a better version.
Well, obviously, it was the same show. I
Kind
mean,
of, for the most part.
basically, um, and yeah, was it better? I don't know that it was. I can't remember the other one because I gritted my teeth through the whole thing. I hated it. And this one, at least I saw it at home,
Yeah,
and I was like going, nobody's particularly cute enough for me to like. It garnered my attention. So
right.
there's that, even though they were naked at times.
Yeah,
Uh,
especially.
and but right away, I'm
Mhm.
going, this is the talented Mr. Ripley. This is bullshit. I know the story. I know how this is going to end. How'd you like the end, by the way?
Uh, I I was I thought it was fine. I thought it was a very interesting ending. I don't know. I my the moral part of me wants to go, oh, it was horrible, but actually for the movie itself, it worked. I mean, none of the family really was redeemable.
No.
Oh, I mean, the most interesting character was the main guy who he killed. Oh, I mean, who disappeared first.
Well,
So
they've seen the talented Mr. Ripley. They know.
yeah, so I mean, but the thing that got me was that he was doing all these manipulative things and none of them paid off. Like every time he did something, it would just be like stopped in its tracks. So it's not like he really did a lot of manipulation or anything kind of until the end.
Right.
So, but like the whole sister thing and everything, I'm like, there is absolutely no point to have had that in there. Like it did not pay off at all.
I agree with nothing. It's just, ugh.
And then like sleeping with the cousin and trying to do all that stuff. And next thing you know, it didn't pay off at all. So why the fuck were those plot points even in there if they had no repercussion later on?
Ugh. That's all I have to say. Ugh.
Yeah. Anyway, I will say that it's a movie that people should see if they can stomach it, just so that they've seen it. But anyway,
Yeah.
I wouldn't
Well,
run out and
when you
watch
say stomach it, you make it sound like it's like
it.
you
Okay,
gotta.
I'm sorry, but see it. Those scenes that most people are talking about, especially that one scene, and you know which one it was, did not bother me. I mean, I thought it was gross.
Wait,
Had
is
no,
this the scene you're talking about?
it was gross and had no point to be there. But at the same time, there are people that are literally just freaking out and throwing up watching it. I'm like, get over it. If you can watch John Waters' early films, you can watch this shit.
Yeah, I think everyone's just trying to react. It's
Yeah.
just yeah.
Okay. So then, of course, watch the Barbie movie. And I swear it was like somebody gave three different directors and crews money and said, go make a Barbie film. And then they all came back and they mashed it all together. So you didn't, it felt so disjointed and so like, here we are doing this one thing, and then okay, we're going to transition in the world. You know what you're doing, and then no, here's something else, and and then the end. What? I'm like, this is so like that whole scene where she's talking to, and I don't want to give away a bunch away, even though it came out a while ago, but when she's kind of near the end and she's talking to the woman in the hallway. You know what I'm talking about? That took so fucking long. That scene was just like, do something. This is so boring. But
It's
we'll
not
see.
that to me it wasn't boring. I didn't feel it was quite as disjointed, but I just first of all I hated the Mattel storyline.
Yeah,
That
that it because it seemed different than everything else. It was like you
it,
go from this really creative Barbie world, which I really liked the scenes there, and then you go into the real world, which is slapsticky comedy.
well, it was actually it was really interesting watching them um try to figure out and adjust, where
Right.
of course Barbie gets
Yeah,
there
yeah.
and she's got all her rights taken away because she's a woman, and Ken all of a sudden is the man
Right.
because he's a man. And I thought that was really interesting, but
Me
as
too.
soon as I mean I like the America Ferrera character, but I
Yes. Mhm.
honestly don't think she needed to be working at Mattel. I mean, the only reason she needed to be working at Mattel was because she would be in the driveway when Barbie comes running out. That's the
Exactly.
only reason she needed to work at Mattel.
Yeah.
And you could have gotten rid of all that bumbling and fumbling by the Will Ferrell and the men idiots that
There.
are that I mean, to me, that was the part that ruined it for me.
Yeah.
Because I like the fact that Barbie gets back and all the other Barbies are like they've decided that men are the best because men
Right.
told them that they are the best and that the women are second citizens.
And see, all that part I liked. I was
I did
totally
too. I mean, that was fine too. What I did, but it just what I didn't like was then here comes the Mattel people. They were the dumb,
it,
stupid storyline that
it
didn't need
took
to
it
be there.
from something interesting that I wanted to see into slapstick stupidity, and then they tacked on this esoteric end. Well, except for the very end, where I mean, I thought that was a little funny, but it was just too disjointed for me. But I would still say watch it. There, I'm still listening to the soundtrack. I still look at some of that opening number and stuff.
Well, just if you go in, because I've watched it a second time because the first time I was not particularly happy with it and
Right.
confused why this was so popular, and then I watched it again, and there are some really good things that happen in it.
Uh-huh.
And but if they had just eliminated Will Ferrell and the entire Mattel thing, it would have made it so much more interesting that Barbie has to figure out that, oh, well, maybe we were doing the same thing to the Kens that that men were doing to us when doing to me when I was in the real world.
And that
That would
would
have
have
been great.
been a good, solid movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was just yeah it was I don't need slapstick. I don't. The only time slapstick has worked for me was What's Up Doc and Top wait no what is it Airplane, those two.
Now, see, I love slapstick when Miranda's doing it on her show. Other than that, it has to be really smart slapstick. And Will Ferrell is not smart. He plays, except for Elf, which he still did all slapsticky stuff, but I liked it for some reason.
Right.
I do every time he's the same fucking character.
Yeah, and he always wants to get naked. That's the weird thing.
Right. What is with that?
Except for Elf.
Right.
What
Yeah.
was God, I just thought of something and it is gone.
Uh,
But so
uh,
I was I really wanted to like Barbie, but I would suggest to people not to watch Barbie.
see, I think
Well, you know what? It's on Max right now. If you got Max, go ahead and watch it. It's
I,
free.
I think it's going to be part of our cultural reference enough that you should see it or see parts of it. But
Yeah.
yeah, I wouldn't go out. I don't think I'd watch it again except for the opening number and the Ken stuff. But
Okay.
anyway, all right. So moving on to my week, I got a release kit for Xavier Toscano, and I hope I'm saying his first name right. I don't think it's Javier. I think it's Xavier Toscano. He sent me his X Marks the Spot release kit, and let me tell you, it was so well put together. There's like DVD, or I mean, not a DVD, but there's like CD in it, and there's like posters and certificates, and
What is it? And who is he? What is
it's
he?
is a singer.
Oh,
Sorry,
okay.
he is a singer. He is actually a California based down in the Bay Area, and I've followed him on Facebook and stuff for quite a long time, and unfortunately, he recently lost his mom, so we gave him a chub hug out not long ago. But he's just a really fun singer, a really nice person, and really funny. But I was, it was a surprise to get this kit, and I love it. And hopefully, I'll be doing an article with him soon. Uh, I finished Fred Claus. I didn't hate the second part of the movie as much as, well, I didn't hate the second part of the movie. The first part of the movie, I did. Um, I don't think I'll ever watch that again, though. Then I watched Desk Set, which is Katharine Hepburn and Tracy.
Spencer Tracy?
Is it Spencer Tracy?
Spencer Tracy.
Okay. No. Maybe I don't. I anyway. Um, it's so fun. Anyway, it's a holiday type movie, but you can watch it any time of the year because it's just anyway. She plays a
Tracy, Catherine Hepburn, Gig Young,
was
Joan Mandel.
okay. Anyway, she plays an information person, and it's a very fun movie. I like to watch it every Christmassy type year, New Year's. I finished Amazing Race. The brothers won again. This is another season where there were no like crazy villainous weird people that you're just like, oh my gosh, please don't let them win. I wanted the deaf father and the cute son team to win. They were part of the final three, but I was happy with any of the final three. They were all good teams, but my favorites came in last again. Womp womp. I watched an old Dean Cain movie called Post Impact just because I couldn't find anything else to watch at the moment. Big steaming pile of poo. Don't do it. And plus, Dean Cain is a crazy nut Republican nutcase. So
Oh
anyway,
no.
but this movie was from quite a number of years ago, and it was so stupid. It's like it's post impact of a big comet. He's going back to try to look for his family. And in the meantime, he has shower scenes where he's having sex with this woman. And I'm like, you're going back to look for your family, but you'll stop to have sex with this chick. Fuck you, you're stupid. The only redeeming
Wait,
character.
was he naked? Did you see bits?
No, in fact, you only saw, well, you saw tits, but for him, you only saw like his tits. And let me tell you, this was well after Superman. So it was. Anyway, not that I had a complaint about it. I'm just saying that was not what you were expecting. So horrible movie. I rewatched the Doctor Who special number 3, better the second time. I watched Doctor Who special number 4 with the new Doctor. Wasn't the strongest episode. So I really do like this new Doctor, and I'm looking forward to more episodes, but that one just missed the mark for me. Uh, so you haven't watched Reacher?
No.
Okay, so I'm 5 episodes into the second series of Reacher, and it's actually good. It's never, the first season was better humor wise, character wise. This one bonding with the old team. Um, it's still, if you like that type of show and you like him because he's quite dreamy, you'll like it. There is a warning in episode 2, I think. There's a dead pet warning. Fucking hate that shit, but just letting you know it's there. And then finally, I watched everything all over, all over your face, or everything everywhere all at once, whichever you want to call it. And I really liked it. I will never want to watch it again. Uh, I thought everybody did a great job. It was crazy, and you really had to follow it to know what the hell was going on because it, but I thought they did a really good job with it. So I would say you should watch it at least once.
Well, it was Best Picture of the Year.
Yeah, I don't necessarily, well, I mean, I don't necessarily disagree because I think that everyone in it and following all those crazy ass stories and everything else, they did a really good job. I give them a lot of applause. It is not a movie that I would watch again, though. So there we go.
Until someone ties it into Christmas and you'll watch it again.
Hmm. I don't know. That's just stretching it just a little. All right. Anyway, I still don't want Die Hard, even though they call it a Christmas movie. I tried that last year and just went, fuck this. It's not even, well, I probably pissed off a lot of people if I said it's not even that good of a movie. Just saying, in my opinion. All right.
Like 40 years old, who cares?
True.
I mean, there's nothing to get emotionally. The only movie it seems that people can ever be emotionally upset about is Gone with the Wind, and that's when people go, "Well, it was very racist, and it was the time. It was the time." No, it was 1939. The time was not the 1800s that it takes place, and maybe it just didn't need to be made at all. No, no, it's the best movie ever. Okay,
I
whatever.
still have not watched the entire thing. I just, that, Casablanca, and
Citizen Kane.
no, actually, I did watch all of Citizen Kane. I
Oh,
couldn't get through Dr. Zhivago. It's like 4 hours. I just couldn't. I made it through like an.
it's mostly him staring out over the desert and the music just flaring, and it's like, okay, how long are we gonna do this? Okay,
Yeah,
another 2.5 hours. Okay.
right. It was so.
And you remember, well, you might not remember this, but when it played on television, it would play over 2 nights.
No, I don't remember
It
that.
was like 6 hours over 2 nights to
Yeah.
get the whole movie in.
This is awful. What's the desert one?
Lawrence of Arabia.
Yes, I made sure to watch that, and again went, yeah, some of these movies that are classics. Oh, and I still haven't watched all of It's a Wonderful Life. I was gonna do it this year, and I just couldn't bring myself to do it.
It was good. I watched it.
I know you did. Yeah. I mean, I've seen enough of it that I know. But anyway, let's get into advice. This one is an advice column called Dear Someone Else's Mom. When my grandfather passed, he had it in his will to pass on some heirlooms he had held onto to our family members. Advertisement. No, sorry. Um, Ever since I was a small child, I was fascinated by a photo of his great grandmother, who I looked just like. There was a family legend that the photo was haunted by the spirit of my great great grandmother, who was very involved in spiritualism back in her day. I used to laugh it off because I not only do not believe in ghosts, but I am the least superstitious person I know. I am beginning to rethink all of that since inheriting the photograph. I have had to replace the glass in the frame twice now because it's dropped off the wall where it was hanging and cracked the glass. I have several other family photos hung on the same wall, and I have never had any trouble with any of them falling. They are all on the same kind of hangers with the same kind of hooks. There was also one time when I found the photo on the table near the wall display, leaning on a picture of my own children. Uh, I was the only one in the house at the time, and I know it was where it belonged when I got up that morning and passed it on the way to the kitchen to make breakfast. I know it sounds strange, but I feel like I should put the photo somewhere else where I don't have to see it all the time and wonder about it. Does that make me slightly cracked? I have asked everyone in my family if they have played around with the photo, and everyone says no, but I don't believe in ghosts. Put the thing away.
Yeah. I mean, or
Salt on it, put it away.
they obviously, if you found it in a different position, leave it in that position and see if it stays there.
Yeah. Or you know what? If you really do think that your grandmother, great grandmother, great great grandmother's attached to it, talk to it. Tell it, I'd really like you to stop doing that. It's not very nice.
Right, exactly. Instead of running around going, I don't believe in ghosts. Why
Uh,
don't you just, you know, uh placate it with alive in?
right. And I mean, if you really need to cleanse it out of something, there's
There's ways of doing that too. But
right.
if it's her picture and it's her ghost or spirit,
Yeah,
and if the only thing that's happened is the glass is broken because she doesn't like hanging on the wall,
right.
why don't you just, try to do what she wants?
Yeah. So anyway, dear, don't believe in ghosts. I can understand you're being unnerved by what seems like unexplainable happenings, and I doubt you're losing your mind. My guess is that there's a completely non-paranormal reason for the photographs falling down and getting moved, regardless of the claims of innocence among your family members. However, since I believe you should feel safe and comfortable in your own home, I agree with you that your idea of placing the photo somewhere in some place in the house, you and other members of the household are less likely to visit without letting anyone else in on your secret relocation spot. If the picture stays put and intact, that ought to demonstrate whether or not you foiled your family ghost, whomever it turns out to be. Yeah, makes
Yeah,
sense.
sure.
Good advice. All right, that's someone else's mom. You can go check them out online at someone else's mom. All right, Timothy wrote in and said, "Hey Chubs, are you excited about 2024?"
I'm always excited about a new year.
Yeah, works for me. Plugging along. Um, hey Chubs, again, Timothy wrote in and said, "Hey Chubs, do you still think farts are funny?"
I do, but um I'll tell you, there was this time, this last like couple months where Sean has been farting constantly, and and they have not been pleasant.
Ugh.
And then we had it was funny because we had um uh, uh basically a croissant breakfast casserole,
Mm.
put croissants with sausage and ham and egg, and you mix it all together and bake it.
Yeah.
And last night I had the worst egg farts.
Ugh, egg farts are really
I
bad.
know they are terrible. And it was late. It was actually I was in bed and I had to go pick up the covers because it blew it right off the bed. Uh,
Ah,
but it was like, oh Jesus, I hope this doesn't wake Sean up because it certainly keep preventing me from sleeping.
uh,
And fortunately, we have a fan, so it dissipated pretty quickly. But yeah. But I
I
still think farts are pretty funny.
Well, speaking of when I was healing, getting better from being sick, and I could start eating again. I don't know what the hell I ate, but man, there was like a 3 or 4 days where, oh God, I don't remember ever stinking that bad. Anyway, moving on from that. Um, I think that properly placed farts, if you're talking about like in films and TV and stuff, properly placed can be funny, but you really have to do it right to me. Because if it's just slapsticky fart type humor, stuff like that, I don't find it funny. I'm like, whatever, that's pedestrian
On
humor.
RuPaul's Drag Race last year, they maybe it was the year before, they did it was like a high it was a soap opera, but it was high drama, high comedy soap opera, and
Yeah.
they added the farts in after they had done it.
Hmm.
So the woman walks in and goes, "I'll be the one to tell you whether or not that's going to happen." That was funny. The whole thing was super funny because they all watched it together and the girls had no idea they were adding farts. So
Yeah,
it was hilarious. It was hilarious. And I think that farts can be perfectly hilarious. You're right. I mean, you can't overdo them,
right.
but you've got to
Like if you had a scene that where a person just goes completely, like, or just, I don't know, something, and has a big massive fail and it's funny or whatever, and then at the end there's just this silence at the end, and all of a sudden you just hear a, that can be hilarious. Rudy Giuliani sitting there at his thing next to what's her name and farting, and
oh
I mean, I'm sorry, but that was kind of funny.
speaking of that, do you ever watch the hot wings thing on YouTube?
Yes, I do.
Okay, there's one from 7 years ago with Bobby Lee. And,
Uh-huh.
and Bobby Lee is like going, he's eating it and he's going, oh God. And all of a sudden there's like and the guy goes, did you just fart? He goes, yes. And he goes, okay. And and he goes, well, this works into the question. There's actually a couple stories of where you have actually shit yourself on television. He goes, no, it was only once. And the second one was in our producer's office,
Uh,
but not actually on air. And he's like, okay. So later on in the episode, like when he's down to like the eighth or ninth wing, all of a sudden he makes a face like this. And then they show Sean, who's the narrator, the interviewer, and he's going, "Are you okay?" And he's going, and then obviously they heard a noise because it was taken out. You can't hear the noise in it. And he goes, "Did you just?" And Bobby Lee goes, and he goes, "Do we need to stop?" And he goes, "No, keep going, keep going."
oh, I don't know. Um,
Oh my God. So yeah, it was a wet fart, and he shit himself. So
uh,
that's funny stuff, Carol. That's
that
funny
type of
stuff.
stuff. I mean, obviously that wasn't planned. That was
Right.
like wet fart type humor usually doesn't do anything for me because I'm just like, let's clean
Well,
up.
see, I'll tell you, the fun thing to do is if you get a picture of somebody where they're making let's say a hesitant face like this, you know, then all you have to do is take that picture, go to one of the meme things and put, oh, it was, oh, no, uh, oh, you could you put something like, I'm trying to think of how I worded it because I've done this to many people that I've gotten pictures for.
Oh,
And I had one for Jana and she would never let me post it. Um, and but I kept it. It was, oh God, I'm never gonna find it. But it's like basically when you oh, that wasn't a fart.
oh, yeah.
Something like so. And it's really fun to do. And but Jana refused to, she said, do not post that. And
Mm.
I'm like, how, but it's hilarious. Don't
So one
post.
recently that I thought fart was really funny when we were watching The Golden Bachelor, and that black lady, they were interviewing her, and all of a sudden she said, "Excuse me," and she just let out this long string of gas, and then went right back into the interview. And not a fart. Okay,
That
yeah.
look, it sells. It sells, girl.
Uh, Sometimes it can be funny, but when she did that, I thought not only was that so funny, but it was just because it was perfect timing. She stopped them. It happened for a long time, and then she came back and went right back into the interview. And to me, that was funny. But yeah, it's yeah, it's subjective. But I have to look at it like this. We all do it. Get over it.
Oh, yeah, but there's a time and place for it.
It can be humor, yes. But you know what's not humorous? What is really interesting? Oh, well, that face kind of looks for it. So, okay. Um, what's not funny? What is
Oh,
very serious?
goddamn, this fucking thing. I'm so sick of Apple and how they keep adding junk there. And every time you move it around, it brings up, oh, did you want to do something with this
I,
picture? No,
I
I wanted to look at it, you asshole.
For people not watching the video, Tom was trying to show me something, and his iPad flipped back to a screen full of porn. So,
Oh, no.
no, I'm kidding. There was no porn.
Well,
Okay,
no, there is, but not you didn't see any of it.
good. Okay, so now let's get into,
And it's just pictures of our friends that I've gotten pictures of naked. So
well, we all have that.
you're in there.
Oh no, I don't think I am. You think I am, but I'm not there.
Yeah, remember when you're laying flat on the bed with your arms back like this? You
No.
on Bigger City. No, no, it was yeah, Bigger City like 10 years ago. I got a copy of it.
Okay, well, let's show that off camera then, but I
Yeah, I
don't.
wouldn't show it on camera. That's my
Okay,
secret stash, so I can go back and look at people's wieners.
I still don't think that's me, but we'll go on because we
Which picture I'm talking about? Don't make it sound like you didn't do it.
want to make sure we pay attention to Mr. Moose.
Oh, yeah, let's eat. Okay, sorry.
All right, starting with
Chicken
you.
strips and is it okra? I mean, chicken nuggets and okra?
New Year's Eve wanted something special since I've been working since early morning taking down the Christmas decorations. Needed a little reward, even if I have to cook it myself. Buttered scallops with a seafood breader and panko breadcrumbs. Deep fried until golden brown, also fried okra until crunchy. Tomato and avocado salad to round out the meal.
I didn't know
That
you could cook scallops this way.
is amazing. I didn't either. That's how I want my scallops from now on.
Well, yeah, because the problem with scallops is, well, see, the thing is you could probably do them from frozen, which
Mm,
would prevent them from overcooking.
right,
We're
because
gonna talk to
frozen
Moose. We're gonna talk to
shrimp
Moose how
work
he did
in a
this.
heartbeat or two. All right, next up, Happy New Year to both of you. Well, thank you, and Happy New Year to you. New Year's Day today. Good weight training day. Reward was a true Southern lunch. Went to Cracker Barrel. Do you have those? We do actually think have two Cracker Barrels, I think. Um,
Yeah,
we also have Black Bear Diners here,
yeah, yeah.
which are not everywhere, but they're in the South. Nephi went to one recently.
Well, if you want a good laugh, you got to read his venture out to the Cracker Barrel.
Oh, okay. So went to Cracker Barrel. Do you have those? Yes, we do. They serve Southern cooking, chicken and dumplings, fried chicken, country fried steak, meatloaf, roast beef. You get the idea. We had catfish, pinto beans, fried okra, And not in the picture, mac and cheese. Delicious. So was it on Facebook?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll have to go check that out.
It was just it's like it was just one of those things where you're going, I really want to eat there. And
Yeah.
then you go there on, one of the busiest days to go to a restaurant. So
Okay.
and and
Yeah.
and, and they have to trek to it too. So it was fun. It was fun.
Yeah. A neighbor gave us Christmas cookies, thumbprint, chocolate chip, cranberry nut, peanut
Oh,
butter.
okay.
Here is here is a snack with a quart of milk. Mmm, cookies, milk and cookies. That's really interesting.
Well,
Cranberry nut. Okay. Because the one looks almost like a savory, I guess those are sweets, but it looks like it could be like,
well, yeah, that doesn't. I don't know what the green is. I know
yeah,
that's cranberry because he told us, but I
right.
don't know the green. What's green during the holidays?
That's a sweet.
Yeah,
I don't
because it
know.
looks like peppers. It looks like some kind of chili or peppers or
Yeah,
something.
that's what I was thinking too. Okay. Next up we have made hubby a ham sandwich. Simple, shaved boar's head, honey ham, mayo, multigrain bread. That looks very, very good.
Yeah,
Mm,
I had a ham for Christmas. So
wow.
we have been eating ham, and we did the ham sandwiches, then we did the ham croissant sandwiches, um we did the ham and cheese grilled cheese sandwiches with an egg. That was good. I made split pea soup. I used it in the croissant with the egg casserole with the bacon, I mean with the ham. Use it there. It was good. Yeah, I've been using the fuck out of mine, but I see he's smart. He goes out and gets it sliced instead of.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah, this is, well, I'm sure that he got it sliced,
oh,
unless he's got a meat
moose,
slicer
yes.
himself, which I would not doubt.
Yeah.
Uh,
He meant Sean. Uh, yeah, we mom kind of put a kibosh on the ham. She doesn't really care for ham, so I didn't get one this year. But I did get actually I got a piece of chuck, like they were cut into two steaks, but they were thick, so they were chuck pieces.
chuck
And
roast, chuck roast steaks.
yes, but they were more like steaks.
Okay, that's what I
Uh,
said, steaks afterwards.
okay. So uh $17 for two pieces that combined were like this big.
Okay.
So like the size of a, I don't know, small plate. And I punched the hell out of them. I usually don't tenderize meat. I usually just stick it in, but this one I was like, I don't know. So I like just punched the hell out of it and then put it in with a little seasoning. Oh my God, it came out so good. It was tender, it was easy to eat, it tasted amazing.
How'd you cook it?
I just put a little bit of butter on the bottom of the pan, little garlic salt, put it in, salt, pepper, little garlic salt, and that was it.
How'd
And
you, what
cooked it.
you fried it? You baked it?
I
What?
baked it.
Okay, for how long?
Uh, I think 350 for 40 minutes, and oh my gosh, it was perfect.
Yeah, they're really good for crock pots and Instapots or pressure cookers. They're really good too because that when you go to like a Mexican restaurant and you get the beef that's shredded beef.
Yes, yeah,
Look, this they get it from the chuck roast.
right. See, I need to look into something like that and do a good crock pot roast soon.
Yeah,
Um,
well, those are perfect because all they need is time to cook,
mhm.
and then when they're done, it's fantastic what you can do. You can make sandwiches out of them. You can make tacos out of them. You can use it for, you can just cut a slice of it with some mashed potatoes and gravy. I usually like to make gravy and then shred the whole thing and then well, not the whole thing, but a lot of it, and then put that over like rice or mashed potatoes. And it's just, yeah, it's yummy stuff.
Great. Yeah, well, I should really look into doing that. And I still have that wonderful instant pot that Ramble Redhead sent me. So I could do something with that soon again too. Um, I also have that wonderful, oh my gosh, that wok that David sent me is just, it's so cool. And yet I don't use it much because I'm always afraid of like messing it up, you know? But
That's walk up.
yeah.
Now, is it electric or is it,
Oh, no, no. It sits on stuff.
yeah, I know. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's,
So, but
yeah,
it,
you
it's
can't,
for
you
stove.
honestly can't mess them up unless after you're done with it, you put it in like the dishwasher.
Mm, mm.
Or, yeah, you're not supposed to use a lot. You can use a little bit of soap just to clear out like if you got a lot of oil in it, but don't use a lot of soap because you don't want to lose your seasoning. And people normally would say, don't use any soap, but sometimes you just have to break through.
Yeah, yeah.
Sometimes it's just too oily to just wipe clean. But
Because
yeah,
I because I used peanut oil the first time and then olive oil the second. But the
you're
other day,
better off with peanut because the olive oil has a high burn level,
mm,
higher
right.
burn level
Yeah,
than
in fact, the other day I was cooking something. I don't remember what it was I was cooking, but I think it, anyway, it doesn't matter. But I wanted a butter flavor, so I put some butter in the pan and then I put about a little less than the same amount of olive oil. And it really, it did a great job because it gave me the butter flavor, but the oil kept it from hitting that burned butter, so that was really fun. Anyway, we should close this down here. Uh, Golden Rule Services want you to know about an important tool in preventing you from contracting HIV. PrEP is medication proven to be 99% effective in preventing HIV. To learn more about PrEP, visit sacgrs.org. Find Tom's other podcast at swanandjudd.com. Find my books at justkisstheguy.com. Find all our links at allmylinks.com/chubsgonewild. And give us a call at
408-69 Chubs.
yes. And that brings us to the end of this super long New Year's show. We hope you had a good
It
time.
wasn't that long. We talked a long time before we ever started.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I believe you.
I mean, Seder is going to tell us it's too long because it's more than 10 minutes.
That's true. It's very, very true. Well, anyway, all right. Thank you so much for joining us, and we will catch you next time. Bye.
Bye.
A network of inclusion.
UnivazPods.net.
This show is part of the Pride 48 network.
This has been a For Fuck's Sake production.